Hello, hello. Anasa here with Anasa Wellness. Anasa Wellness is the name of my business, of my baby. It came to be from my process of self discovery, of self knowledge, my self study throughout my years of existence on this earth. And I believe that wellness is a strong pillar, or actually three strong pillars. Wellness sit on top of those three strong pillars of the well-being of the body, of the mind, and the spirit. And for us to find the well-being of those three strong pillars, we have to dive into ourselves. We have to really study and find out who we really are on those three aspects of life. And then what it follows is contentment, it's happiness, it's purpose, it's mission. So, anyways, I'm here once again to share some of the practices, the techniques, and in the case today, the books that have helped me in my process of finding wellness. And this is an ongoing process, to be honest, right? We just keep going because if we are done, we would no longer be living this experience. I also, like I said, this spirit is a strong pillar of wellness. So, learning and believing in spirituality, I also know that we have a mission here on earth. And if we didn't have any more to learn, or if we didn't have anything else to keep moving and learning and discovering, we wouldn't be here anymore. So that's for me on Asa Wellness. I just wanted to just leave it here, those 2 minutes of a little bit about what Anasa Wellness is all about in this channel. Anyways, today I'll be sharing about the three books, or some of the most impactful books that has helped me on this path of self-knowledge, on getting to know myself in a deeper level, being physically, mentally, or spiritually. And to be honest, there are so many more books that I could list here, but those are the three books that actually impacted me when I was first brand new into this journey on trying to get unstuck. And I don't know if I'm gonna be probably gonna be speaking with many of you here, but this process for me started when I started feeling like, where am I going? What am I doing? Why do I feel stuck? Why do I feel like I have a purpose? Or what is my purpose? All those questions that started to rise into my mind, coming from challenging, hurtful situations. Usually, those questions rise from challenging moments in our lives. And for me, it was no different. And then I came across those three books early on my journey, and that's what I'm going to talk about to you guys today. But before, I want to ask you if you feel compelled, if you feel like this is a channel that's going to bring you what you're looking for, to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified when new videos come in. I pretend to keep them rolling, keep them coming for you. So let's get right to it. The first book I want to talk about, the Four Agreements. So if you are in this journey, most likely you have this book, or you heard about it, or you even already read it. But it talks about, so it's Don Miguel Ruiz, which brings in this beautiful culture of the Toltec, the ancient Toltecs, ancient people from Mexico. And they had those four agreements so they can have happy, fulfilling lives. So the first one of them is to be impeccable with your word. How important that is, right? To be impeccable with what you say. The words have strong, strong power energetically, but mostly if you're not impeccable with your word, most likely you have to dive in once again in this process of self-discovery and ask yourself, why am I promising things that I cannot fulfill? Why am I saying things that I shouldn't be saying when I know that they're not true? So this is a very important of the topics of this book, but mostly also that made me really think about how honest I was being with others, which reflects of how honest I'm being with myself. The second one of the agreements are don't take anything personally. How powerful that can be in this journey, also a self-discovery. When we take things personally, most likely we are coming from a place in which we have set belief systems, and we are judging the other with our own judgment towards ourselves. And that's why we shouldn't take anything personally. I would say that the majority of times, whatever is the situation, nothing is personal. It's also just a reflection of what the other person or the other side of the situation is bringing for you to just see from a different perspective. So I think this one is a very, very important one too. The third agreement is don't make any assumptions. So it goes hand to hand with not taking anything personally, in my opinion. But when we take assumptions, when you make assumptions, you're just once again taking everything from your own belief system, from your own perspective. So not making any assumptions will also put you in a place of observation. So every time that you're following any of those agreements, you can step outside and see the situation in another perspective. And this will definitely guide you into get to know more about yourself. The fourth one is always do your best. So in any given situation, just do your best. If you have situations in your life, or if you had in the past that you just did things like with half of the effort that you should put in, most likely you did get back half of the results that you were expecting to see. And it's important to be honest with ourselves in any given situation too, so we can continue in this journey of self-observation, and we can also continue to just reap the best that life can give us as we're putting out the best as well. Anyways, this is why I love it, but it's a very, very short book, and it's a very simple book to read. You'll love it. Highly recommend if you haven't yet got into the 4 agreements. The second book I'm going to talk about today, this is actually one of the first that it was actually an accident. I think that this book, it's never an accident, right? We can always believe in also spirituality and energy, that things are guided to us, I believe at least. But this book, it's a book that was a big surprise for me. It's called My Stroke of an Insight. And this was when my love for neuroscience and the power of the mind, how powerful the mind can be, was starting to flourish. This book is Jill Bottle Taylor is her name. She's a PhD in neuroscience, and she worked at Harvard. And one day she was having a stroke in her shower, getting ready to go to work. And she knew the signs, and she knew what it was, a stroke. But at the moment that she was having, her left side of the brain was the side of the brain where the stroke was hitting, and she couldn't make a logic of anything. She couldn't speak because her language, her linear thought process was completely shut down. And she ended up in the hospital. She ended up, days in the hospital, not even recognizing her own mother, not even remember her own mother. But the only thing that she could really connect to it was with people through emotions, through feelings, because her right side of the brain was the one that was active, which is the feminine side of the brain that connects us with things that are not so linear. Our imagination, colors, and feelings, those are the things that the right side of the brain do. And that's what she was able to connect to it. So she talks about the importance of connecting with people from this place, because every time that a nurse would come into her room that would treat her as a number, or just like, she wouldn't even have the desire to put effort to explain to them or to try to tell them how she was feeling because she couldn't connect with them in that way. So it's a lot of perspective to how our minds work, how we can really connect with people from a different perspective, from a different place. So this book really opened up my mind in so many aspects. Highly, highly recommend if you like to know a little bit more of how the brain works and different ways to connect with people. Now, the third book I'm going to talk about it, I don't have here the hard copy in my hands because this book I actually got in digital copy on my iPad at the time. And it is called The New Earth from Eckhart Tolle. I'm gonna leave here like a picture for you guys. It's gonna be right here for you to see. But The New Earth is also very powerful because it's again one of those books that makes you step outside of yourself and really put perspective in the situations. It explains to you how your egoic mind, how your individuality puts you in situations that it's going to cause you pain and suffering most of the times. He talks about a concept of the pain body that I really, really enjoy. He says that every time that we are acting from the individuality, from the egoic mind, we are wearing our pain bodies. It's like we have those wounds all over our bodies and we are touching each other's wounds, and that's why we take so many things personally that Don Luis tells us to not take anything personally. But that's the reason why. And he puts light into the egoic mind and you start asking yourself questions, you know. And so this book was also aha moment after aha moment, and I highly recommend it. So here it is, the 3 books that were the 3 most impactful books early on in my process of self-discovery. The 4 Agreements, Don Miguel Ruiz, My Insight of Stroke, Jill Bottle Taylor, and Eckhart Tolle, The New Earth. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope that you can get into those books and let me know what you think of them. Let me know here in the comments if you read them or not. And let's keep this conversation going. Let's keep this beautiful conversation of self-knowledge and self-discovery going. I wish to you all beautiful things for the rest of your day and also wellness for your body, mind, and spirit. Thank you so much for watching. I see you next time.